Dyno Dean, King Dean. These are all nicknames for what a lot of people consider the GOAT of ATV racing, Dean Sundahl. So I was at the Legends 2000 race in Ashtabula, Ohio in the year 2000. A bunch of the top riders were there. Marty Hart, Jimmy White, Gary Denton, Curtis Sparks. There's a bunch of really well-known top riders there. A lot of them all considered Dean Sundahl to be the greatest of all time. Dean was there racing as well. And here's an interview with him. We're talking about what it was like back in the day. He started in 1975, folks. So this guy has been there. He's seen it all. Here's Dean Sundahl.
Okay. Dean Sundahl, or some people call me Dyno Dean. Some people call me King Dean. But I started racing back in '75, probably. Me and my brother-in-law had a couple of '90s, and that's all it takes is two to make a race. So we were off and racing, but it was pretty much just for the fun of it. And started flat tracking and racing at the local speedway until probably '78. And Team Honda showed up with their 250 and got a chance to swing a leg over that, race that, and did good. And got to sign a contract with them and raced for them for like 4 years, and Yamaha for 4 years, and got a chance to travel around the world and promote the sport, and it was a lot of fun. It still is.
Okay. Give me some history on your racing, like what championships or major races you've won?
I think some of my favorite races that I've won is the Baja 1000 7 times, the Parker 400 11 years in a row, and the King of the Desert 11 times, and those are about my favorite races.
Did you ever win a short course title?
Oh yeah, I've won the Riverside Off-Road World Championships a couple of times, and numerous motocross races like the Superdome, Kingdome, or whatever.
Okay. What are you doing now?
Now I'm still into the ATV world, working on them, and building them, and rebuilding them, and building glamorous, dragsters, and riding for the fun.
Okay. How did you get started in ATV racing?
Just I got started racing ATVs when my brother-in-law had a three-wheeler and I had one, and off we were racing each other from there on.
Okay. Out of all the bikes that you've ridden, I know you started with like the '90s, all the three-wheelers, and then the quads now. What's the favorite bike or ATV that you've ridden?
I think my favorite quad is Yamaha Banshee. It has a lot of potential and incredible horsepower. Now I'm building frames with suspension with 16 inches of travel, specifically for the desert racing stuff.
Okay. Now, with a lot of crazy things happen during desert racing and then just traveling around the country, or you've been all over the world, what's your wildest story as far as tied into racing?
God, keep it clean.
Or just pick one, because I know you've got a few.
Oh, I don't know right offhand. I'd have to think about that one.
How about
Guam was pretty fun.
Do you have a race that just stands out in your mind as like your proudest moment, or a race that was your favorite race to do?
I know the Baja 1000s were quite an accomplishment. The Parker 400, 11 years in a row, was a big accomplishment. The King of the Desert race, paid $1,000 every time, so 11 grand there. So that was pretty cool.
Okay. What do you think the biggest difference is between racing back when you first started versus how it is now?
Well, I can see it's really grown. It's going to continue to grow, and I'm surprised with this many entries here at this race. And yeah, I'm glad to see it's still a growing, popular sport.
Now, other than yourself, who do you think the best ATV rider ever is?
Well, Gary Denton, he's really talented. You know, there's a handful of people out there that are naturals at it. You know. They haven't raced for years, but they're still capable of doing really good.
And who would that be?
Oh, I'd say Marty Hart, Gary Denton. You know, they're naturals at it.
And where do you see the sport of ATV racing going in the future?
I don't know, more TV coverage and stuff, and it's gonna get better. It's still a growing sport.
I know you still race desert. You haven't raced short course in a long time, as far as I know of. How was it getting back out there? You know, rubbing tires, banging Nerf bars out there. You don't really do a whole lot of that in the desert. How was it getting on the flat track?
Oh, it kind of brought back old memories and stuff, but I think I like the desert racing better myself, you know, and can use my experience like to, you know, for the long duration of the race. It's more of a survival thing, you know, you got to make it through the whole race.
Well, there you have it. There's the interview with Dean. If you want to see other interviews with some of the top riders from the Legends race talking about why Dean is the greatest of all time, or just their stories and what they have to say, check out these other videos. Also, please like and subscribe. Comment. Let me know, what did you think about what Dean had to say and what we're doing here? What would you like to see with my channel? I'll try to comment back. I really appreciate it. Thank you.